Tonight from downtown Indianapolis, the Fever welcome in the Seattle Storm with major playoff implications on the line tonight.
All right, y'all, look, it's a big one tonight, okay? It's an important one. This has got to be our best 40 minutes. This has got to be our most intentional 40 minutes in everything that we do, okay? Look, no one person needs to do anything outside of themselves, right? But every single person in this locker room needs to be the best version of themselves.
Tonight in downtown Indianapolis, the Indiana Fever welcomed the Seattle Storm in a clash with massive playoff implications. This wasn't just another regular season contest. It carried the weight of a must-win playoff battle. Before tip-off, the message in the locker room was clear.
Aaliyah Boston and Izzy Magbagor in the center jump circle. We are underway from Indianapolis. Odyssey Sims tracks down the jump ball and lays it in.
Sims wearing bright pink shoes, passes to Mitchell, right corner three. It's good, and it's a record. 771 points and counting in 2025 for Kelsey Mitchell, the most in Fever franchise history.
40 minutes of locked-in, intentional basketball. No one doing more than themselves, but everyone being the absolute best version of who they are. What unfolded was more than a victory. It became a statement etched into history. The Fever didn't just win by 20 points, they shattered records. 6 different milestones in one unforgettable night.
It looks really unique, I think it's very creative for Caitlin Clark to come up with something like this. And I just enjoy all of it, it's like aura.
We love it! It's simple, yet it speaks a lot.
I love it so much.
I'm a big fan of it. Simplicity is the best. I like the design. Nike always does great with design, so I'm a huge fan of the logo.
It looks really cool. I was really excited to see it last night, and it looks like we're going to get shirts with it on it, so that's pretty exciting too.
I like it. I like how it incorporates the CC.
I love it. Double C's. Let's go, Caitlin!
Caitlin Clark may have been sidelined in street clothes, her glowing Nike logo lighting up Gainbridge Fieldhouse. But the Fever proved they are far more than a one-star show. With 5 teammates also out, Indiana still flexed resilience, grit.
Zipper, everything.
And the type of performance that shifts playoff pictures. Aaliyah Boston stood in the opening tip circle against Izzy Magbagor. Odyssey Sims grabbed the ball and instantly scored. Minutes later, Kelsey Mitchell splashed a corner 3, making her the franchise's all-time single-season points leader with 771 and counting.
AB's been the one that's been most affected by all of our injuries. All of the point guards that know how to get her the ball and how they get it to her, and it's not just getting her the ball, it's where you get it to her, getting it to her on time, on target, thinking one pass ahead, all that matters. And I thought today, her aggressiveness with the ball in her hands to the rim, getting into defenders, playing low to high instead of high to low. When she plays like that, there's nobody that can stop her, and she set the tone for us, really on both ends. She had the NECA assignment as well and set the tone for us on both ends. And, she was terrific.
The game had just started and already history was being written. Yet the real story began before tip. Nike had chosen this night as the official launch for Caitlin Clark's signature logo. The building transformed into Caitlin Clark Arena. Glowing CC symbols wrapped the arena inside and out. Shirts with the design covered thousands of fans, creating a stadium-wide uniform.
It's special. I mean, there's very few people who get the opportunity to say that they have a logo and to make the impact that she makes, not just, I think, in the sport, but globally, just by being who she is. She's a connector. She brings people together. And, I think for us to be a part of that, and whether it's, as simple as being able to celebrate all of these things with her, or as much as walking out into the arena and seeing the whiteout on the chairs out there, it's really cool, and it's really special and I'm talking about it right now, and just feeling the intense gratitude for me personally, being in women's basketball, to be able to be a part of this moment, and to celebrate with her.
It felt less like August basketball and more like a festival. The excitement wasn't just about the game, it was cultural. Fans raved about the logo, its simplicity, and how perfectly it captured her identity. From young kids to longtime supporters, the atmosphere buzzed even without Clark on the floor. Gainbridge had turned into a celebration of her presence and impact, the kind of scene reserved for generational stars. But beyond the branding and cheers came the harsh reality. The Fever were dangerously short-handed. Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Chloe Beebe, Sydney Colson, and Ari McDonald were all out. That's 5 rotation players missing for a team already fighting for survival in the playoff standings. They had dropped 4 of their last 5 games, and another stumble here could have been devastating. Coach Stephanie White told her team it had to feel like May basketball in August, with every possession treated like it was postseason survival. Boston echoed the same sentiment, admitting she had to be more aggressive without her playmakers feeding her the ball. Setting the tone against one of the league's toughest bigs in Nneka Ogwumika. From the jump, the intensity was different. Indiana outscored Seattle in every quarter, never once trailing, and the win pushed them from the 8th seed to the 6th. But the night wasn't just about the final score, it became a showcase of toughness. Early in the first quarter, Lexi Hull collided brutally with Gabby Williams while chasing a loose ball, both players smashing heads as the crowd gasped. Hull walked off with a massive lump on her forehead, and the arena fell silent. Already missing half their roster, the thought of losing her was crushing. Yet minutes later, Hull checked back in, face swollen, instantly sparking her teammates. Boston called her the definition of tough. Coach White called the collision disgusting, but admired how Hull came back to battle. Fans rallied behind her resilience, and Hull laughed it off after the game, saying people told her she looked beautiful with the bump. That single moment shifted the Fever's energy. They began crashing the glass harder, out-rebounding Seattle 42-32, with Hull pulling 9 boards herself. Boston dominated inside, dropping 27 points on 10 of 18 shooting, while Sims and Mitchell provided the perimeter firepower. Sims hit a wild 35-foot bank 3 that electrified the building. Mitchell relentlessly cut through the defense, and the Fever offense flowed like it hadn't all season. By halftime, Indiana led 50-39, a performance so consistent that it felt inevitable. This wasn't a team just holding on. They were attacking, swarming, and defining themselves as a squad that could win even without their star. What the fans had come to celebrate in Clark, they ended up celebrating in the entire team. The grit, the response, and the historic numbers were only just beginning. The Fever's dominance over Seattle wasn't a fluke. It was one of the most record-setting nights in franchise history. The first headline belonged to Kelsey Mitchell, who by scoring 21 points passed Caitlin Clark's single-season scoring record, set just last year. The story wasn't Mitchell overshadowing Clark. It was about a future where these two superstars would push each other to even higher levels, trading records back and forth for years to come. Mitchell also notched her place as the league leader in 20-point games this season, proof of her unstoppable scoring consistency. Meanwhile, Aaliyah Boston carved her name deeper into history. She grabbed her 1,000th career rebound, becoming the second youngest WNBA player to ever reach that milestone, trailing only Tina Charles. But Boston wasn't done. She also became the second fastest to 1,000 rebounds and 350 assists, behind only Candace Parker. That company alone signals greatness arriving early. Her versatility blending dominance inside with passing vision few bigs possess. Odyssey Sims also etched herself into franchise history, becoming the second fastest Fever player to reach 50 points and 25 assists, with only Caitlin Clark doing it faster. Sims proved she's not just a stopgap, but a legitimate playmaker capable of thriving even in Clark's absence. Add it all up, and Indiana had 3 players, Boston, Mitchell, and Sims, each scoring 20-plus points in under 30 minutes, something that's only happened 6 times in league history. For a team that was supposed to be depleted, it looked like offensive depth exploding at once. Indiana's 95-75 victory wasn't just clean, it was dominant. They scored at least 21 points every quarter while holding Seattle under 20 each frame. Their defense-to-offense transition was relentless, and their ball movement was sharp, tallying 22 assists on 36 made field goals. The records piled up, but so did belief. Coach White praised the complete team effort, noting they made more free throws than Seattle even attempted, another sign of aggressive control. Yet all of this leads to the looming question: what happens when Caitlin Clark returns? Clark has now missed 16 straight games with a groin injury, 25 regular season contests overall. Her rehab is progressing, with White emphasizing that she won't return until she can handle full contact, full court practices without setbacks. Indiana's playoff position is razor thin, holding the 6th seed at 2018 with just 6 games left. The Sparks, Valkyries, Mercury, Sky, Mystics, and Lynx remain on the schedule, a mix of must-win opportunities and dangerous traps. Clark's presence could be the tipping point. Her return would stretch defenses, opening the floor for Boston inside and Mitchell on the wing, while allowing Hull, Sims, and others to thrive off the space she creates. Last season, Clark set the franchise's single-season scoring record as a rookie, and with Mitchell already surpassing it this year, the duo's potential together is staggering. The question isn't whether Clark will return, it's whether she'll be in playoff-ready shape. Coach White wants to see endurance and physicality proven in practice before unleashing her in games. If she's ready, Indiana's ceiling instantly shifts from clinging to playoff survival to becoming a team nobody wants to face. Imagine the energy from this record-breaking night combined with Clark's return. That's not just a playoff team, that's the foundation of a dynasty. Fans left Gainbridge buzzing not only about 6 pieces of history, but about what's still to come. The Fever found identity in toughness, depth, and belief. They've proven they can win without their star, and when Clark comes back, the league may not be ready. This wasn't just a victory, it was a glimpse of the future. Comment fired up for the Fever if you believe they're building something special. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and don't miss what comes next. Because the Indiana Fever just showed us history, and Caitlin Clark's return might turn that history into destiny.